Hello, I'm Barbie, and this is my dream house. It won't let me in. Hello and welcome to another video. I'm back from Armageddon. I had a blast. If you want to see how much fun it was, check out this video over here. I'll link it up the top. But that's it. Fun time is over. We are now right back into crafting mode. I have a lot of things to make before I go to Dragon Con / Disney World in a couple of months. And I thought to myself, what could I do to make this situation even more stressful? Let's add another costume. I recently saw the Barbie trailer, and just like everybody else in the world, I have absolutely fallen in love with the costumes, particularly her 1950s look. This just spoke to my vintage loving heart. So I went to Spotlight looking for the perfect pink gingham to recreate this dress, and they had pink gingham. They had it in the perfect shade. However, they did not have it in the 1-inch square that I was looking for. They had every other colour in the 1-inch square, but not the pink. And I thought, hey, maybe my local Spotlight's just out of stock of it. So I looked online, and no, they just straight up don't make the pink in 1-inch squares, which is honestly. However, as I was leaving the store, I was walking past the kids' bedding section, and lo and behold, pink gingham squares. They're slightly larger than 1 inch, but I think it will read a lot better than a smaller check. You get me? And the cool thing about it is it's also 100% cotton, because I hate polyester. It feels disgusting. So yeah, we will be making this dress from bed sheets. Let's get into it.
Alrighty, first things first, here are the patterns I'm using for this project. I'm using the Emerald Fail Party Dress by Gertie and Simplicity S9291. And the first step of any project is to cut out all of the pattern pieces first.
Pieces are all cut and prepped, and now it's montage time.
As you can see here, I started by assembling the bodice pieces. I also added lining to this project by cutting out the exact same bodice pattern pieces out of a white cotton. Then I sewed some darts into the back panel of the dress and attached the back pieces to the front panel. Then I pressed all of the seams nice and flat, and that's pretty much the bodice done. Moving on to the bane of my existence, spaghetti straps.
Just jumping in to ask, does anybody else absolutely hate turning spaghetti straps in the right way? Because honestly, I try and avoid it as much as possible. Like, I've even got the little loop turner thing that's meant to make it a lot easier, and it just, no, I hate this. It stresses me out, and like, I'm probably going to be sitting here for an hour trying to turn this in the right way, and I hate them. That's all. Back to montage.
With the straps finally turned out the right way, it was time to sew them to the bodice.
I have the bodice done to the point where it just needs the lining put in it now. I can't really put the lining in it until I do the skirt, and for whatever reason I am just procrastinating that part. I think it has something to do with the pleating. I can't be bothered. Pleating is time consuming, gathering is so much easier. But it's gotta be done, so let's do the skirt.
Following the pleat marks that I transferred over from the pattern, I then begin box pleating the skirt.
I'm calling it quits for today because I cannot be bothered changing the overlocking thread on my overlocker from red to white. It's just too much of a chore for me to want to attempt right now. Anyway, I'm really happy with the progress I've made on her so far. All that I've got left to do tomorrow is to attach the bodice lining and obviously attaching the skirt to the top and putting the zip in the back, and she will be done. I knew this would be a quick project, but I didn't realise it'd be this quick. And then once all of the lining and skirt is attached, belt time. That should be fun. I think I have a belt making kit left over. We'll see. If not, we'll wing it. Morena, it is day 2 of making Barbie's dress. I have changed over the overlocking thread.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It's just stupid.
And now it's time to get into putting the rest of the dress together. I'm expecting to be done in 2 hours. That's my guesstimate. Let's see if I'm right. That's the dress, not the belt. Or the necklace. Cool. Let's finish the dress.
I began by overlocking all the edges of the skirt because I find it easier to do it at this stage than later.
I can't believe I almost forgot to add pockets to that dress. Let me remedy that immediately.
Using my favourite butterick pocket pattern, I cut the pieces out of the same cotton fabric that I used for the lining. I then sewed each of the pocket pieces into the side seams of the skirt.
For my trinkets.
Now that the skirt was all put together, I could finally add the lining to the bodice. So as you can see here, I just sewed it along the top, turned it right way out, and then attached the skirt along the bottom. And for the final touch, and to make the dress wearable, I added an invisible zipper in the back seam.
So the whole dress is just about put together now. I am now up to the point where I would be doing the hem. And for this one, to make it extra Barbie and extra fun, I decided I was going to use horsehair braid. So what horsehair braid is it's a little plastic weaved ribbon, I suppose, and you put it in the hem of your skirt and it adds a whole bunch of fullness and body to an otherwise lank hem, and I thought, you know, that'd be perfect for Barbie. So I have pre-overlocked the bottom of the hem and it's horsehair braid time. Jeez, it's cold. Can you see this? Hold on. That's how cold it is. Anyway, horsehair braid time.
I begin this process by pinning and then sewing the horsehair braid to the right side of the fabric, about 5 mils from the edge of the hem. It then gets turned over and then sewn as close as possible to the top edge of the horsehair braid.
Dress with no drip and pizzazz. Dress with tremendous drip and pizzazz. The dress is finished. It's currently in the washing machine, washing off all the chalk markings and stuff on it. And now it's onto the belt. I thought I had a vintage belt making kit left over, but turns out I don't. It was empty. So what I'm going to attempt to do is make the belt from craft foam. It should work. I'm planning on cutting, you know, big long rectangular sausage, stuffing craft foam on the center, and then making a belt buckle. It should work. Let's figure this out.
I started by cutting a long rectangular fabric slightly longer than my own waist measurement. I then sewed up the tube and then used pinking shears to trim away any of the excess fabric before turning it out the right way. Next I cut some craft foam that was the same width and length as the tube and then somehow managed to stuff it inside of it.
So I went secondhand shopping for a belt buckle and I couldn't find one that was the shape or size that I needed. So I've just cut this one out of Warbler and the plan is to paint it white and then cover it in these half pearls and then hopefully that'll look beltish on the belt. Let's find out. So I ended up getting a better belt buckle base for the Barbie belt and some larger size pearls, namely these ones here. So I'm going to redo the belt buckle.
To add the pearls to the buckle, I just used some E6600, whatever. I used some glue and I just glued the pearls straight on top of the diamantés and it worked really, really well. Finally, onto the necklace. I found these buttons at Arthur's Emporium and I spray painted them white and then used some nail polish to paint the little daisy centre pink. Then I used the jewellery making kit and I basically strung 5 pearls, then a button and repeated this process until I had it the length that I wanted.
So there you have it. That is how I made my perfect day Barbie dress. Sorry about the delay in actually getting this video out. It has been absolutely horrendous weather here lately and I wanted to shoot it outside to, you know, show it off, and yeah, just torrential rain for like 2 weeks, so that's been really cool. Anyway, now considering there were only like 3 super blurry reference photos of this available on the internet when I started making it, I'm actually pretty happy with how this came out. It's nice, it's simple, it's got the right silhouette, and I love the fullness of the skirt. But yeah, just super happy with how it all came together. I would like to get the right size checked gingham, but this was all I had available locally without having to order something online and waiting for it to arrive. But other than that, yeah, really happy with it. And it was a super simple and really easy project to put together. It took me 2 days from start to finish. I probably could have made that a lot shorter had I not procrastinated and faffed around, but you know, that's me, that's what I do. Anyway, if you like what you saw here today, please consider hitting that like button below and maybe even subscribing. It really does help me out. I do a lot of sewing, crafting and fun related videos. I usually try and upload on a weekend, however that has just been out the window lately due to weather and other events I've had on, but I should be back on track this week. Speaking of this week, I am now full swing into Padme Amidala's Red Throne Room invasion costume. That's what's coming up next on the channel. I have some of them already filmed and prepared, so we shouldn't be behind on videos anymore. So yeah, you've got that to look forward to next week. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye! For the perfect pink the yeah. What does the Bill Hader thing look What does Barbie even do?
I don't know, she's multi-posable though. Give us some poses. I love how your pose is a power squat.